Welcome back to WFMJ Community Connection. It is time for the Oh Wow moment, brought to you by the Gloria and Roger Jones Children's Center for Science and Technology. And I have the one and only Miss Elainie back with us. And you know, Miss Elainie, last week she talked about her trip to Chile. And one of our viewers, one little fellow wrote, and he wants your picture, but he asked about, we talked about you needing oxygen.
Yes.
Okay. Now I will share with our viewers, I'm going to just fall on my sword. I have a lung disease. It's called sarcoidosis. And if I get pneumonia, it can do me in. Okay. So I would have to have oxygen. And oxygen, I hated it because without it, I could not breathe. When my lungs flared up, or fibrotic lungs, I needed oxygen. And I'll just say, love is like oxygen. You get too much, you get too high. Not enough, and you're gonna die. Love gets you high, but really, you need oxygen. So there's a picture, and I would like for it to come up, of Miss Elainie with her friends, and they're wearing oxygen.
Yes.
Okay, Miss Elainie, tell me, did you have a tank with you? Because I know I had a tank, and it was like,
So as a refresher, in case you didn't see this picture last week, so this is from my expedition to Chile to view all of the astronomical observatories there, and this was at the high site of the ALMA Observatory, which stands for Atacama Large Millimeter Array, because it's an array of radio telescopes, or antennas, basically. And they operate at 16,500 feet of elevation on a mountain called the Chajnantor Plateau. And up there, we needed to have oxygen to help us breathe. So normally when we're down closer to sea level, we can breathe in, get oxygen from the atmosphere just fine. As you know, atmosphere is made up of a bunch of different gases: nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, all sorts of different things. And when we breathe in, our lungs filter out all those things and just take the oxygen that our blood needs to pump through our body to help our organs work. But in the case of someone who may have been sick, like in your case, who needs oxygen, that could be because the muscles in their lungs aren't working properly to get as much air, to get as much oxygen as they need, or it could be because of mucus or dust or other things covering up different parts of the lungs that are taking in that oxygen. But when you get to those high altitudes, it's for a different reason. It's because of the difference in the atmospheric pressure. So when we're down here closer to sea level, there's lots of atmosphere, lots of air on top of us, kind of almost pushing down. It's not a downward pressure, but it forces all of the air molecules. So here I wrote a visual aid. My ping pong balls are my air molecules. So this is what they would look like at sea level. They're very close together. There's a lot of air piled on top, pushing them closer together. But as we get higher and higher, all the way up to 16,000 feet, there's less atmosphere on top pushing down. So if we take some out here, now the air molecules are much fewer and farther between. So when you breathe in that air, you're not getting as many molecules into your lungs, and your lungs aren't able to get as much oxygen because of that. So we had to have oxygen tanks and have the oxygen tubes on our faces so that we could breathe up there, or else we'd get dizzy and pass out because we wouldn't have enough oxygen to power our body.
Okay. Now, Miss Elainie, I'm sorry. I have really I went to school. I swear I went to school. I know oxygen is O2. I even know the periodic table. Okay. I'm just saying, I know it, but I don't quite, I can't quite get it because Miss Elainie, I've heard of people going to, and I'm just saying, I've heard of people going to oxygen bars.
Yes.
What the heck? So, I mean, why?
So
why would they do that?
one of the organs that needs oxygen to function is your brain. So if you have oxygen, supplemental oxygen, it helps you think better. It helps you think more clearly. And that's why also, if you've ever been skiing, I always bring, they sell these little green cans called Boost oxygen cans.
Boost.
If you've ever been to a ski resort, you've seen them. They're like pressurized cans of oxygen O2 gas, and when you get up to those high altitudes when you're skiing, you might get lightheaded because you're exerting, so your body needs more of that oxygen to go to your muscles to make them work. So you can take a little breath of that oxygen when you start to feel lightheaded or dizzy, and you instantly feel better because that your lungs are able to get that oxygen bring it through your body, through your blood to make your muscles work better. So every single part of your body that is connected to your bloodstream needs that oxygen to function.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't know of any oxygen bars in Youngstown. Hey, this might be a way to make money. We can make the Miss Elainie oxygen bar. But I didn't understand it. I kind of sort of still don't, but I guess I will. I guess, right?
It's just oxygen. You can think of oxygen like the fuel.
Okay.
That's what your body uses for your muscles, your brain, and your different organs to work.
Okay. All right. If Miss Elainie says it, then I certainly believe it. No question about it, because she's a smart cookie. Definitely, definitely. And also, she's positive. And everybody knows that a positive attitude can make anything happen for anyone. And when you're out and about, please wear your seatbelt. Hope you enjoyed today's show, and I hope you tune in again next week. Stay tuned for the WFMJ Today weekend show, and we'll see you next week.
And don't forget Silly Science Sunday on September 17th.
Don't forget. See you then.